complete sense usually ahead,
I hope I don't get it wrong.
hours, black days,
No?
You got it.
tower,
All right.
board, pass, first vowel again,
Sit.
vowel, pattern,
Sit.
Let's look at the letters. Try sounding it out.
Set.
There we go. So what's the word?
Set.
Good.
You forget.
Oh, you're right. This one you can't really sound out. This one's a tricky one. Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah, you got it.
Well.
Mm-hmm. And this one. Let's look at all the letters.
Evan.
What word does that sound like that you know? Remember Evan, we did that down here. That's the name, but it usually has an A. What is this word? Do you want to make a guess or do you want me to tell you?
Guess.
Okay.
Even.
You knew it all along, didn't you? Okay, so I'm gonna leave stars on these ones since we had a little bit of trouble, but you're gonna get those tomorrow all on your own, aren't you?
I wish.
Okay, go ahead, this way. Okay, drop one.
small, sit, does, must, every,
Let's look.
Even.
There we go.
such,
Mm-hmm.
because
That was super close. What does it sound like? What you just said. Because what's an English word that sounds like that? Do you want some help?
yes,
Because. Let's try to think of a sentence with the word because.
because I had to leave.
Okay. So can we make a complete sentence out of that?
I know.
So maybe I was sad because I had to leave. Okay. So what word is this?
Because.
Because. All right.
Oh, I have other ones. True.
Try again. What does you are say? Mm-hmm. T?
Turn.
There we go.
Ask.
Close. Don't forget about the ending.
Ask.
Yep.
Land. Different. You.
Use would be a long vowel sound, so it would have what at the end?
S.
It would have a silent E at the end. So this one is just a short U. What does you say? You go.
Us.
There we go.
Move. Kin.
Super close. This one's a tricky one. It doesn't really follow the rules. It has a long I sound, so it says its name, I, instead of I.
Kin.
So that's with the I sound. Now just switch it to the I sound, so k. Kind. Kind. Yep.
And. Pikachu.
This one is a little tricky. Picture. Like
Picture.
when you snap a picture on your iPad, picture.
challenge.
That's a really good guess. You saw the CH, and you saw that G at the end, and it has a lot of the same letters, but this one is a little different. This E does make, this one says A, it says its name. So what does CH say? Ch, A, N, G. I don't, yeah, I don't hear the O sound like in challenge, so it's ch, change, change. And last one.
Off.
Good. And good again. We working on another check? Alright, we're gonna do it.
Thought, the head, story, along, hard, those, both, often, grow, stay, enough, Indian, real, almost, sometimes young, song, big. Area, mark, horse, complete, sense, usually, ahead, her,
You tell me. Should we come back to it?
order, however, hours, lack, products, measure, reached, space, several, toward, test.
What's the first sound? What's the first sound?
Heart,
What word is that?
heard,
EA says E. Okay, so what would that word be? Here. Here. Now this is past tense of that same word here, to hear. If you already did it in the past, I... Yep.
fell, against, pattern, numeral, busy, pulled, draw, cried, king, all, unit, figure, certain, upon.
Good. Okay, so tomorrow we will get a check because we will get, what was this word again?
Heard.
Heard. We're gonna get that one, right? So, don't put those away. No, we don't have to worry about that. Why not? You read for me. What page are you on, Joshua? 12. 12. Okay, whenever you're ready.
We go to the mountain in the afternoon. It is big of a hike.
What are they talking about on here? They have their knapsacks and they're going up the mountain. Do you know what that's called when you go for a long walk up in the mountains or the woods? That starts with the... Not sure? Okay, let's use a different strategy. What do you see at the end of this word?
E,
That's a silent E word, right? So what does that silent E do to that vowel?
E,
It changes it to its name. What letter is that?
I.
I, so it's going to say I.
Hike,
There you go.
hike to the log, sun, that said,
Let's try that again. Let's start at the beginning of that sentence. So it's.
it is,
It's.
a big of a hike to the lake, lake sun, that said, I do not mean
Let's pause again.
mind.
So we noticed how in this it's, you were tempted to say it is, and here you said do not. Why do you think you did that? What do you notice? What do they both have in common?
They have that little
Yeah,
thing.
they both have an apostrophe, don't they? That's called a contraction word. So this, it's a contraction, which means it takes two other words and it puts them into one word with an apostrophe. So it is turns into it's. Okay, but we need to make sure when it's the contraction word that we're not saying both words it is, we're just saying it's or don't instead of do not. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay, let's start at that sentence again. So I
do not.
do not is the two words they put together. So I,
Don't.
there we go.
I don't mean
I don't,
mine. I told him.
Okay. I want you to work on hearing yourself. Really listen for when something doesn't make sense. That usually means we need to go back and figure out where we made a mistake, okay? So really listening for that. Okay, baby. What page are you on?
23.
Okay, now you're ready.
So we went off the trail. The hills went on and on. The mountains went on and on. It was kind of lonesome. It seemed as if Dad and I were the only people left in the world. And then we hiked into a big forest.
John, keep going.
At noontime, we stopped by a creek.
Let's pause. Have you ever heard that word before? Noontime? What do you think it means? Afternoon? Like, give me like a time of the day. What time of the day do you think they mean? Okay, so noontime, it's similar meanings, yeah, like right around noon, which is what time? Do you know what time noon is? 12 o'clock. So right in like the middle of the day is what they're saying. Okay, keep going.
We stopped by a creek and had.
Let's start again. Let's start at the beginning of this paragraph.
At noontime, we stopped by a creek and had.
Do we see an H there? Okay, so, but what we do see, I know it's a little different than other silent E words because it doesn't have 4 letters, but this one is a silent E word. So what is it going to do to that A? A will say its name, so it'll say A.
Ate
There you go.
lunch and drank ice cold water straight from the stream. I threw rocks in
Good
the
correction.
water, and fish like shadows darted in the pools.
I noticed that you paused there. So what do you think that maybe wasn't right? Okay, so let's figure that out. So it said, I threw rocks in the water and fish like shadows dart, and then add that ending. So
dart in the pools.
darted. Have you ever heard before, like, he darted to the playground? So, like, made a run for it, like, went really fast, ran right for it, darted. That's what that means. Okay, so let's start at the I threw rocks.
I threw rocks in the water and fish like shadows darted in the pools. Isn't this a good place to camp, Dad? I thought we were looking for our lake. Yes, right? I'm mumbled.
Good, I mumbled. Do you know what mumbling means?
Creepy.
That's a really good guess. But, so mumbling, like, sometimes, you know when, like, people might be talking or having a conversation with your friend down the hallway, and they say something and you're like, what did you say? You didn't really understand what they said because maybe they were talking too fast or mumbling their words, kind of blurring their words together and not talking very clearly. Okay, so that's what he's saying. So if he's saying yes, right, I mumbled, it's probably going to sound like yes, right. It's not very clear, right? Okay, also I noticed that you did a really great job, like at this one, at the sentence. You made a nice pause at that comma. And then there was a question too that I noticed that you made your voice go up a little bit and you changed that. And I know we've been working on that, so nice job. What I do want you to keep working on is just really listening for words that don't sound right, and then just thinking what word would make sense here and using that strategy, okay? All right. Okay, Jocelyn, what page are you on?